And I'm back after a very long day. One of my friends sent me a message on Facebook this afternoon, and I was like, oh great, another message on Facebook. I'm glad I took the time to actually open this one because it was an article from researchers at UAMS who have possibly identified the reason why there are so many of us still suffering from these long-lasting COVID side effects, like fatigue, brain fog, and just feeling like garbage is what I call it. Basically what it is supposedly it's an antibody that attacks a few weeks after the initial infection. And to make this very long article somehow short, they've gone through the phase 1 testing of this to identify this antibody, and they're finishing the second phasing of this. And if they can prove this to be true, it's so hot in here. This is going to be amazing for those of us who are dealing with this, what they are calling either chronic fatigue syndrome or long hauler syndrome, because they were talking about specifically, I remember them saying brain fog, fatigue, cough, all of these things I developed long after my initial COVID infection. The reason this would be such a good thing if they could prove this to be true and show this is because it means that there could be some forms of treatment, and we wouldn't all just be sitting here going, well, what's the next thing that's going to happen to us? That is my cat. They're so happy when I get home from work. So yeah, UAMS being the incredible facility that it is, coming through on possible treatment for this. At this point in time, guys, if there's even some hope that I'll get my life back, or even part of my quality of life back, I'm game. Now, they don't mention what kind of treatments or medications. Way too early to say that. They're not going to speculate on that. But it is worth some reading and researching. I'm sure you can Google it and look it up yourself. Just look up UAMS study for COVID long haulers or something. I don't remember exactly how it's worded. I was too tired, honestly, when I opened it, because I haven't slept in 2 nights. That was something that was tough for me when I had COVID. I'd be tired all the time, but I had insomnia. I have insomnia anyway, so add that on top of that, on top of everything, and it was like a perfect storm. So maybe there's hope for us. Maybe there's not. I don't know. I drove around today I drive around every day to go marketing. But what COVID has done to the healthcare workers, everyone is just tired. I mean, I'm tired, we're tired, people that have what we have, which most healthcare workers have had it, they just don't say anything about it. The faces that I see of these people, you guys, I mean, I saw one nurse outside of a clinic, and he just had this look on his face of, it's like he was internally telling himself, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. So I stopped him and said, hey, want some treats? Kind of like a creepy person opening her trunk, saying trunk or treat or something like that. And I got him to kind of cheer up a little bit, and the same thing happened at another clinic. A nurse was going inside, and she had the same look on her face, just steadfast, do your job, keep going. And I stopped her and introduced myself and told her who I was with. And we started talking for about 15 minutes. And she said, I go home at night and my husband has the news turned on, and that's the last thing I want to hear is the news. I don't want to hear the news. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I just want to watch videos of birds and cats. And I was like, you do know that is somewhat in a way probably disassociating. Not in a bad way, just she hears it all day. She's exposed to it all day. She's already been through it one time around. Here we are going through it a second time. I mean, when you never get a break from it, I can say that as a healthcare worker and someone who's lived through COVID and is still living with it. It's mentally taxing beyond anything you would ever believe. There are nights that I sit there in my head and I don't think I can go through this another day, only to wake up the next morning and go, nope, we're not going to do this. We're going to give up because we're going to help other people get through this. We were built for crap like this. But my body's exhausted, and this is not a feeling that I'm used to. I'm used to being able to put on running shoes if I want and go run a 5K, not even bat an eye. I'm used to going to kickboxing at night. I'm used to rolling up in the gym, throwing on weights, letting them come home, nothing. Right now, lifting a leg feels like it's 100 pounds. I'm glad I did yoga this morning, because if I had not have worked out this morning, right now my body is just so, my body's like, if you try to do anything else, if you try to walk another step, we might pass out on you. You need to go directly to bed. Do not pass go, do not collect $100. Bed. But for what though? That's constantly tired just to wake up tired? When does it end? Does it end? According to these researchers, it might. I've tried to look at diets to see if there's any foods. I've looked at vitamins, I've looked at supplements. The problem with someone like me who is not actually a clinician but has enough medical knowledge to be dangerous is that I have time, the internet, and a functioning brain. And so all I do is sit here and look and look and look, and that is not a good thing for someone like me. So I try to tell myself, just turn it off, just turn it off, just turn it off. But I can't. I guess I should be grateful for the good days. Good days like today when I'm not, driving an hour away from my home thinking that I'm not going to get home. Or the days, just the fact that I can get out of bed. I have makeup now and put a full face of makeup on. Because I had days that I couldn't do that. And I'm sure those days will come again. I just never know when they're coming. I had a stint halfway through today where I just broke out into this coughing spell, sore throat spell. No, just out of nowhere. That's a common thing throughout all of this. My voice will go. I know we're not supposed to question why we go through things. Or that's what I've been told anyway. I 100% question this one all the time. So my hope for tonight is I guess get in my room, get comfortable, lay down. And it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter if I go lay down at 6, 9, or 1. It seems like I'm just on this thing of no sleeping. And I did this prior to COVID. My body would go through this thing where it would almost have to reset itself. It was like for 3 nights I'd get no sleep, and then all of a sudden I'd sleep again. I don't understand that, but right now it's just take the good with the bad. At least I'm breathing better. I don't know. I feel stupid complaining about things when I've said it before, there's people that have lost their lives. There's people that have loved ones that have lost their lives. It's not the way I envisioned this year being. Carrie Bradshaw was upset that she was 40 and single and whatever. Shoot, I'm not upset about being 40 and single. I'm upset about being 40 and chronically ill thanks to this invisible virus. That's what I'm upset about. Ma'am, do you have something to add? This is my cat, Taylor Swift. Yes, I named my cat after Taylor Swift. She sings a lot. She's a Siamese, so she sings a lot. Perfect name. And with that, we're all going to lie down. Check out the article. I hope that comes to fruition. We all need some help.